What is up, guys? Welcome to a new POV Drive. Today you join me inside the current generation VW Tiguan. This is the facelift, and yeah, we're going to go for a quick drive and chat a bit about it. Now the car we're in is the R-Line trim level, and it has the EA211 motor, which is a 1.5 litre turbo 4-cylinder with 110 kilowatts, which is around 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. There's also the EA288 available, the 2 litre turbo diesel with 130 kilowatts, which is around 180 horsepower and 380 Newton meters of torque. You can also get the EA888 2 litre turbo 4-cylinder with 162 kilowatts and 350 Newton meters of torque, and that car also comes with the 4Motion all-wheel drive. By the way, this engine, the 1.5 litre, comes with a 6-speed DSG transmission. The 2 litre TSI motor comes with the 7-speed DSG, and the 2 litre diesel motor comes with the 7-speed DSG. So that's something to note. So I want to start driving on the road and chat to you guys about some of the things I've noticed about this car. So while we're stopped here, I'll talk about the ride comfort. Now, something to note, the R-Line package comes with sports suspension. So R-Line package comes with sports suspension, so it might be a bit stiffer than the base non-R-Line cars, so that's something to note. But otherwise, it's nothing too harsh. Very sophisticated suspension, feels very sublime. Now this car we're driving is riding on the optional 20-inch rims, and for such big rims you'd think maybe the ride would be harsh and there would be a lot of tire noise. That's actually not the case. Still rides beautifully and very comfortably. Now this engine, for this car, it works. I'm not sure if I mentioned that the car we're in has the 1.5 litre motor. I mean, it works for everyday use. It's a fairly efficient engine. It has a good amount of grunt, but this is a very big and heavy car, so it takes a bit of shove to get the car going. Nothing too bad, but yeah, that's just something to note. So the engine I would recommend is the 2 litre turbo diesel motor, because that comes with a lot of torque, 380 newtons, so it's easy for the car to get going. It's easy for the engine to lift the mass and get into some momentum. But otherwise, if diesels are not your thing, you can go for the 2 litre TSI motor with 162 kilowatts. That is actually the motor you get in the previous generation Golf GTI. So the reason why I'm leaning more towards the turbo diesel motor is you get the best of both worlds in terms of grunt, the torque, the performance and efficiency, because as you know, diesel motors are fairly efficient, so that's why I would lean more towards that motor. Now this 1.5 engine only comes with the 6-speed DSG transmission. I mean, we all know the DSG transmission, very seamless shifts. It's just a well-working transmission, and you can easily forget that there's anything going on in terms of gear shifts and so on. So it's smooth, it easily pulls away from stop, and often people say DSG transmissions are jolty and whatnot, which is true in some sense, but not really. I mean, I don't notice any of that. And also, I like how in VW Audi Group cars, the drive gear is also integrated with sport. So when you're in drive, if you pull the lever further back, it engages sport for the transmission. So it's easy to engage that, and you can easily be within the power band and pull away. So speaking of pulling away, as soon as the road straightens a bit, I'll show you guys how the car pulls. So I'll put it into sport, give it some beans. So it takes quite a bit to get going. Like I said, that's why I would recommend the diesel motor or the 162 kilowatts 2-liter motor. So I'll do another pull away now. So actually foot flat. So like with most cars, for normal everyday day-to-day use, it's fine, you can easily get up to speed. But for a bit more extra performance for this kind of car, do go for the other engines that I've mentioned. But also the cool thing about these VW Audi Group motors is, with all the performance they offer, they are still very efficient engines. Like the numbers that you get in terms of fuel consumption are insane. I haven't checked the numbers on this, what the fuel consumption rating is, but I think it's somewhere around 6 liters per 100 kilometers, which is, I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty impressive for a very big car like this. And believe me, these engines, from what I've seen and experienced in the past, you can get it low into the 5s, definitely. So that's one thing that's very impressive. So with the diesel, obviously even better, but with the 2-liter 162 kilowatts motor, obviously that will be slightly less efficient. But in the other cars that it's used in, the Golf GTIs and so on, it's a very efficient motor. Like recently, or the previous videos that you guys have watched were featuring the 7.5 GTI, and in that car I've seen numbers as low as 4.8 liters per 100 kilometers. So very impressive numbers indeed. So these are the kind of environments that most of these cars spend their lifespan in. So yeah, everything else that you guys need to know about this car will definitely be in the full review, which is coming next. Do look out for that. And also, I'm not really sure if I've mentioned, big thanks to Lani Motors for supplying me with this car to review. Do check out their details down in the description below. So for any VW related things, I guess, if you're looking for a new model, especially, do check them out. If you're in the Zanin area, Guyani, and all the other surrounding areas, do pop in and they'll assist you. I'll definitely leave a number in the description below. Do call it and they'll assist you. So we're actually bumping into another one, also an R-Line. It seems to have the black styling pack, which I also highly recommend. It gets rid of all the chrome touches around the car, which are not too bad, but I'm more of a black styling pack type of person. If you're into the chrome, then yeah, you can avoid it then. So just okay, so though the suspension is very comfortable, when you hit some harsh bumps, it does jolt the car a bit. So that's where it kind of crumbles in a way. But otherwise, anything normal or nothing extraordinary, the car deals with very nicely. Also, the throttle response seems to be quite sharp on this car. You just tap your foot and it gets going. So just gonna do the last bits of driving, being a bit quiet, so you guys can get more of an idea of what it's like to be behind the wheel of this car, which is the main point of a POV video. So you get this view of the driver's perspective. So that is pretty much all I have for you guys with the Tiguan. Like I said, do look out for the full review, which is coming next after this video. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, that's cheers from me.